Hello and welcome to the Prosperity Portal podcast. I'm your host, Jill Alana, and I'm here to support you in everything you need to prosper in health, wealth, and relationship. I'm obsessed with everything manifestation, soul path, intuition, somatic embodiment healing. And I'm looking forward to supporting you in liberating to a life of love and luxury. True empowerment, true sovereignty, and aligned soul manifestation. I'm the founder of Jill Alana International, Jai Activations, and Jai Breathwork. And without further ado, let's go to the show and get you resourced in everything pro your spirit. Hello, beautiful souls. Okay, I am literally recording this driving to Langley from Vancouver with my pup. He's like cuddled in on my lap. I'm like, I am so privileged to go surprise my mom at her horse show. I've never been to one of her horse shows, and she started riding because of me about 15 years ago, and now she's like legit obsessed, and I love that for her, and I'm so excited. So the sound quality might not be the best, but I'm so inspired. I'm like, I literally need to record this podcast right now. So you'll probably have realized by this point that we have rebranded, and no, it's not the Soul Sovereignty podcast, even though sovereignty, specifically soul sovereignty, is one of my highest values. Sovereignty in everything, but if we don't have soul sovereignty, we don't actually have sovereignty. So sovereignty in finances, soul, relationship, all the things, health. Okay, so I am so lit up right now. So much has come through in the last few days. Now I was like, dang, I realized I had so much shame about the things I created in my life, and I was hiding so many of them. And then somebody said to me, like a few weeks ago, I shared a manifestation. It was like a small one, but like, we got to celebrate the small ones, otherwise the big ones don't come. And like, even the big ones, I'm like, I have been hiding in the shadows. And I'm like, when did this start? And it actually started when I entered what later found out was a narcissistic relationship. And my partner was like, you can't share and show and whatever. And I started, I'm like, where did that come from? And so I went and I alchemized a bunch of that energy, that shame, into inspiration, into joy, into expansion and love. And I am so freaking lit up on life. It is unreal. So I'm like, I gotta start sharing these things again, because I tapped into when I was so lit up by my business and so lit up by mentoring clients and so lit up by all the things, doing activations and facilitating and all of it. And I realized, I'm like, dang, I gotta help more people. I gotta inspire more people. I gotta model this lifestyle, this sovereignty for more people. And so after alchemizing that, I'm like, I gotta rebrand to the Prosperity Portal podcast. So welcome to the Prosperity Portal podcast. Everything to help you prosper in health, wealth, relationship. And I had this like dense energy when I was like, sovereignty is one of my highest values, as I said, probably the highest value. But like, it was still like resistance. And I'm like, is this resistance because of fear? Or is this apologies, my phone was talking to me. Is this resistance because of it's just not fully hitting in my soul? And it was the latter, because there's a heaviness to sovereignty, to soul sovereignty. And there's a gravita, which is super empowering. And I'm like, I want to also inspire people. I don't want to save people. I don't want to talk about how they're trapped. I want to walk them through how they can unfucking trap themselves, how they can become sovereign and liberate to a life of love and luxury. And so with this, I have rebranded, obviously, to the Prosperity Portal podcast. We also have a free Voxer channel where I'm dropping nuggets of freaking gold, mini transmissions daily in there, sometimes multiple times a day. I also had that idea yesterday. After clearing all that shame and transmuting it, I'm like, dang, I feel like a new person. And it's crazy because so much has shifted out of my life It's like shift up or shift out. And also so much has come in, and it's literally been like 2 days, guys. So I realized I had all this shame of like the things I created, and like, you know, like even when I had my biggest month, I didn't even tell people until like 8 months later. And then I was like, like kind of, and I'm like, no, I need to literally inspire people through how I live my life. And one of the biggest things that I haven't talked about in a while, maybe ever, is the way I move. So like this morning, I was guided to like check a certain podcast on something, and then I saw there was like this live event, and I was like, I feel a pull to this. So I checked internally with my intuition, like, is this a soul pull, or is this like a fear-based like kind of sales tactics pull? And it was a soul pull, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna book it. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna book the VIP. I don't even know what we're doing at this event. I literally, it's like a networking, just dropped 2K. It'll be 5K by the time I book my flights and hotel and all the things. But like for a couple of days, but I felt the pull. And like when something's a soul pull and for a soul growth, we always have the resources. Higher self always has the resources available. It's not, do I have the resources? I don't. Oh, I wish I did. Like, fuck that, guys. If I had the resources, where would they be? I have literally picked up, left my whole life, left Canada, like my old life, hero's journey. I've been in and out of Vancouver throughout the last 8 years, like, but I've like moved to Greece and Cyprus, and like I didn't have the money to do this training, and it showed up. It always shows up after you make the choice. We can't bypass though. We got to feel the feels, as you will hear in the next episode. But the point is, the resources are always available. It's how resourceful are you getting? Or are you in victim consciousness of wanting to be saved? Because I hate to break it to you, and I love you, but nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save you. You literally have to choose Jai, which means victory, to become the victor of your life. And low-key, for those of you who don't know this yet, my spiritual name literally is all about becoming the victor of my life and facing adversity and challenges, which, let me tell you, I do. And teaching other people to do the same. And I talked about this in the last episode. I had a student recently who was like, oh, it seems like you're always thriving. And I'm like, dang, I gotta like let people into my world more. Like I am, but that's because I have tools to alchemize. That's because I don't run from my shadows. That's because I literally am the living embodiment of my work. I didn't read what I know from a book. I don't mentor people because of what I intellectually know. Sure, that's first step, knowledge. But embodied knowledge is wisdom. And wisdom's actually what shifts our life. That's what allows us to create. That's what allows us to realize, whoa, I'm an infinite being, and I have infinite potential, and there's infinite abundance, and there's infinite love, and I can create my dream life. I can create the business, the partnership, the community, the friends, all of it. And when we get these pulls, like, we have to trust them. It's totally illogical for me to just drop $5,000 to go to an event. I think it's only a 2-day event, but I got VIP, so like there's something the first night. It's totally illogical for me to just drop that, invest in it, circulate it for like an event I don't even know. I don't even know this person who's running the event, but I like her vibe. I like her energy. She speaks on what I speak of. She's a living embodiment of her work. She's created things that I desire to create. So I just was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And then obviously I wanted VIP because like I choose to be in that energy. I am VIP. So are you. Choose it. Claim it. See, money comes down to self-worth. Value. How much do you value yourself? What is your identity? Who do you choose to be? How do you move? Are you just sitting in the shadows? Like, it's so crazy to me because like I was going to say, are you sitting in the shadows like I was? It's so crazy to me because I realized like, dang, I didn't think I was sitting in the shadows. I'm like, I am helping a lot of people. I'm helping my private clients. I'm helping my mastermind clients. I'm helping my students. I'm helping my community. And I was very like kind of secretive about a lot of things. And this started in that past relationship because of the shame and whatever. And it's bonkers. Like, by the way, everything's affecting everything. So Your money, by the way, isn't just a reflection of your business and your skills. It is absolutely not. It's your self-worth. But it's also like our self-worth goes to how we let people treat us, who we let around us, what environments we become part of and choose to grow in. And this is like why masterminds are really powerful, why vortexes are really powerful, why even just being like in the prosperity portal channel is really powerful. It's literally a vortex. It's a living frequency. It's an energy. And I've been like, this is going to sound bonkers to some of you, but like, here we go. Here's woo Jill. So I have been seeing so much more in the quantum recently. I opened my clairvoyance about 8 years ago. I was very open as a kid, and then I closed it. Long story. Again, shame, you're crazy, you're weird, blah, blah, blah. Shut it down. It got blasted wide open about 8 years ago. And then I shut it. It would like open and close and open and close. And then I got to a point where I got mastery, and I would just open it for sessions for only the things that I needed to see. Because some things like, why do we need to see? It's irrelevant. Cool, it might be cool symbols and stuff, but it's irrelevant. So I actually put grids up, and I teach my private clients to do this. And I'll also be teaching in Oracle Wisdom Academy in the fall how to do this, but to see, hear, feel, sense only the things that are relevant for the client. And I do this for my life too. But I've been seeing a lot more in terms of frequency and entanglements, and like it has been so bonkers. I'm like, oh, certain energies that were still in my life because of shame and guilt, like I'm like, this is very interesting that I was, and it was like only a small amount. There were certain people that I was allowing in my vortex, and I'm like, what is going on? Because this energy is so dense. This energy is like not the vibe that I really want to be part of, and I would feel so drained and blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, if everything's energy and like attracts like, and these frequencies, well, there's a caveat to this because light beings will attract the darkness, but that's another conversation for another time. This is bonkers. My GPS just started talking to me, and my podcast recording stopped at 11:11. Second time I've seen that today. Okay, so like we will magnetize, I should say, what our nervous system and our energy field is calibrated to. So I'm like, what is going on? And I realized, oh, obviously there's still some lower
Continue for 2 kilometers.
Okay, we're back. There's still some lower density energies that are like rooted in shame and guilt that I hadn't been aware of, and I'd actually been avoiding with like all the doing and the work and the things and the distractions and whatever. Work can be a distraction, by the way. doing without the energy alchemy is a trap. So this is why a lot of entrepreneurs and people get trapped in lower frequency, lower levels of abundance and whatnot, because they're not raising their frequency. They're not alchemizing it, and you can't bypass. You can't just think your way out of it. Sure, mindset work's powerful, but it only uses like 15% maximum of the energy shifts or the shifts that are capable to you. So anyways, I went deep into the shadows, alchemized this energy with a bunch of tools that I use and help clients with one-on-one. Some of them I'll give to them, some of them I'll facilitate with them, because depending on the level of what they're moving through, it's not safe to alchemize certain levels of trauma by yourself. You need to be working with a practitioner who's actually trained in trauma. And by trained, I didn't mean take a one-day workshop. I mean like intensive trainings. I've trained for thousands of hours in multiple modalities and now developed my own. But anywho, so after I shifted those, like these people just shifted out of my life, and I was like, whoa, like I literally didn't even need to do anything. And it was so crazy. I was like, I feel so grounded and so peaceful and so inspired. And then all of this came through, and this is how it works, but we can't bypass. Anyways, the point of this transmission was energy alchemy is everything. Like these cellular upgrades are everything, because if you're stuck in the mind, you're going to continue to spiral and be stuck in your mind. Secondly, be spontaneous. Book the trip, book the event. By the way, I have a retreat coming up end of next May. I'll have some more in-person events before then. It's based on application, and I completely just changed the name too to Prosperity Portal Retreat. We're doing deep embodiment, somatic work, energy alchemy, it is going to be the world of the infinite, of the tapping into the quantum potentials of the world in a powerful energy vortex, or I should say of the quantum. Miracles happen at these retreats. If you know, you know. And yeah, a lot of it, JPS was talking to me again, a lot of it is going to be anchored in somatic embodiment, and we'll do energy activations, DNA upgrades, trauma healing, all of it. It's going to be so fun. It is so fun every year. This year it is based on application or invite only. So yes, if you would like to apply, stay tuned. The applications are not ready yet because I'm redoing the landing page in this new frequency. Okay, so, and the last lesson is, if you feel the pull to move, just move. Make the choice and move. This is people who have built really successful businesses and lives, like they get a hit and they move. They don't move if they don't know, but once they know, they know. And they don't let fear hold them back. And I went through this morning. I was like, my mind and my logic. And I was like, no, I feel the pull every single time I felt the pull and moved. There's always been a reason. And it's like 98% of my business, I have literally built 98% of my business through meeting people at random events or at the grocery store or on the seawall. Like, most of it is not online. And so I'm like, I feel the call. It's going to help my business in one way or shape or another. I don't know why I'm there. I don't know. It doesn't matter because I don't need to know. All I know is that it's on soul path. I felt the pull. And so I invested. I moved. Okay. I'm going to love you and leave you. And I have some juicy episodes coming up. Actually, some that I recorded last year that shame prevented me from posting. And I'll talk about that at the beginning of next, a couple episodes down the road. It's called Who Are You Letting in Your Life? Get Them the F Out. And it's so ironic because I found it 2 days ago and I was like, listen to it. I'm like, dang, this is really powerful. Like, I got to post this. Why didn't I post it? Oh, because, well, I'll explain that in the next episode. It's really ironic of what just happened in my life and things moving out and clearing and this expansion.
You are now out of the home zone. You can only end your trip in the Metro Vancouver home zone.
That was my ego talking to me. So yeah, I will explain that at the beginning of next episode. I'm going to love you and leave you. And wow, what a beautiful, beautiful world we live in. If we start to become the creator of our life, it gets magical, it gets fun, it gets expansive, it gets exciting, and then your business literally just becomes a extension, a living embodiment of your soul's expression. And that's your highest timeline of abundance. FYI. Hello, sacred soul. I hope you loved that episode. And if you did, I would so appreciate if you could share and tag me on the social medias at Jill Alana Nixon. And if this brought you value, I would be eternally grateful if you could leave a 5-star review. And if you did, take a picture and email it to teamjillalananixon@gmail.com, and we will gift you a free cord cutting soul revival mini activation, a Jai activation. Put that in the show notes, the email, and thank you so much. We will see you again next week on the Prosperity Portal podcast.